Hi guys, and welcome back to the next video. So today this piece is actually one that I did about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks. So it's been kind of hard sitting on a piece that I'm actually really happy with. I feel really proud about this one, but I had to sit on this one for a little while because it was in the middle of October, and that was actually the time when I disappeared for about 3 days. I was working on this piece and two other pieces, which I had a deadline, so I had to get those done. But yeah, it was really actually very great to sit down and do a digital piece because at that point it had been about 2 weeks of just doing traditional pieces, where when I sat down to work on this, it was just like coming home. It was all of the tools that I love about digital, and it was this huge, like, I don't know, moment where I realized why I love digital so much and how absolutely pleasant it is to work that way. So it was really wonderful working on this one. And now that it's been pretty much that same span of time between working on this one, where I haven't done any digital stuff, watching this video over again and this footage, it's just getting me so excited for doing my next digital piece. Because yeah, it's been a long time, and there's a lot of tools and a lot of effects and a lot of things that have simply been out of reach for me. So now that I'm able to be a lot more liberal with the types of media that I use, I will definitely be able to do some of the ideas that I had in my head but wasn't really able to express through the stuff that I was using in Inktober. But for this book, I will be able to have it available relatively soon. The book is finished. We have all of our illustrations done, and the whole editing and everything is all done. We just need to get our PDF files, and then we're all going to individually publish it. We have a publisher that we have already sourced, and we've gone through that, but we're all going to do our own. That way we can just order how many we want and everything. So I will make a nice big announcement when that book is ready, and I'll be able to show you more preview of the other illustrations within it and everything like that. But it is something that I am so excited about because it's this huge project that is unique to anything else I've done, and I am actually really interested in moving forward to eventually doing more art books that are entirely my own creation. So this will be a really great chance to dip my toes into that and see how I like the book itself, how I like the editing, how I like the process, so I can know moving forward how I want to do my own books and what types of illustrations I want to do. So this is a great first moment to be able to go in it with a lot of different support from a lot of different artists, and then to move on to my next soul project, which I do actually have a concept for, and I am starting to work on it. So we'll see. That one will be probably within a couple of months from the beginning of next year. So I do have a lot of book concepts in mind that I would like to move forward with. But I can tell you a little bit about the actual song that this one is based off of and some of the things that I wanted to put in it. So this one is the one that was for the song that I chose. And the song that I chose was from Brand New, and the song is Sowing Season, which is one of my favorite songs. It just really resonates with me on a very deep level. And a lot of the imagery in it and the lyrics just really mean a lot to me. It's one of those songs that I've listened to at a lot of different points in my life, and I know that everyone really just has those kind of songs where emotionally they really connect to it and it means so much to them. So I was really excited that I was able to do a prompt that was based on a song, because it's something that really inspires me. Music is like my number one inspiration for creating artwork. When I'm listening to really emotional, passionate, really driven music like that, that's when I feel the most creative and the most ready to create art. So it was the perfect connection for that, because I've never done a piece that was specifically based off of a song. So this was my first opportunity in doing that, and I think that it gave me a little bit of almost stage fright at the moment, because it was this huge inspiration to me and I didn't want to fail at giving it justice. I was afraid of doing a piece that was very lackluster compared to the inspiration and compared to the feelings that I had for that inspiration. So I really wanted it to be able to stand up to that and be a good connection with that piece and with that song, and that they would really have the same emotional connection for me, and that I would be able to feel that with this piece and not just feel like it was a letdown. So that was a big thing that I was really concerned about. And working on this, I actually, I'll say this, I did actually put this off to like the week before they were due, which is terrible because I've known about it since like May, but that was really bad. But when it came down to time that I actually had to start working on it, that I had to work on it, I was telling myself that I needed to work on the other song, the one that I was doing that was based off of the other person's song. And I mean, it's a good song and there were a lot of elements that I liked, but it was not one that really resonated with me like this one did, which of course it wasn't. It's someone else's song, it's their inspiration. So I was trying to make myself do that one first, kind of like how you do dinner first and then you get to have dessert. But for this one, I felt like I was just beating my head against that second song. I couldn't get it to work, and it was really frustrating because I had this other song that I really wanted to work on, and I didn't want to let it down. I didn't want to do this terrible job on it, whereas I was working from the song that I didn't even have that much of an emotional connection with. I didn't have any emotional connection with, and I was completely and utterly failing at that. So I was so nervous that when I came to the piece that actually mattered, I wouldn't be able to do that one either. And that's when I realized that it was time that I just needed to do the song that I was most ready for, and that was this one. I needed to put my energy into it, and once I got this one done, I was hoping and I knew that I would be able to move on to the next piece with a fresh take on it. I wouldn't have this weight of needing to do this one and appease this song first. I would be able to know that I did do it justice and then I can move on. So I did switch and I did do this one first, and it did succeed in me being able to work on the next one in a way that I was actually really happy with. I was able to pick up themes that I wanted, but yeah, sometimes it's just forcing myself to work in a way that feels counterintuitive to how I want to work. Sometimes I've tried that and it usually ends up to be the wrong choice. Usually it's just the gut feeling of how I need to work. That's usually the right way, and that's usually what brings the best artwork for me. And like I was saying, that this song is so powerful to me and it means a lot to me, and there's a lot of symbolism in it that really resonates with a lot of the things that I find myself worrying about and feeling really down about sometimes. This song just kind of talks about them, and it's something that really is very personal to me. And there were a lot of elements in this song that I wanted to show in this piece, and I knew that they weren't really like literal or expressly there in the song. So I knew that like some of the things that I wanted to include in it, someone listening to that song and looking at this piece may not see the connection. They may not think, oh, well, that seems kind of not connected to that song. So that was a little bit of, I was a little nervous to put that in there because it was a representation of something that felt more going through my eyes and my personal experience with that song, and not necessarily just straight literally that song, if that kind of makes sense. But the song, a lot of the things that I think about when I listen to it is relationships with other people, and just a lot that had to do with that one. So I wanted to absolutely have two figures in this piece that were interacting, and I wanted there to be a border between them that was pushing them away and causing this rift between them. Because when I listen to that song, this is really what it makes me think of, is that there's this disconnect between people, and sometimes it can be hard to get past that. At least that's one of the ways that I look at that song, and one of the things I get it from it. So that was one of the things that was one thing that I really wanted to show in this piece, is this distinct separation of these two characters, but I still wanted to show that like grain of hope of that connection between them. And that's where this like glowing plant ends up. And I'm not sure if it's even drawn in at this point in the piece because I'm just talking, but eventually I do add like the stalk that's growing up out of his heart from her hand. So I wanted to show that flash that there is a connection between them, and they are still having a relationship together, and they do mean something to each other, but even if there is this rift between them. So those are some of the like concepts that I wanted to put in here. And I also really wanted the background to be very dark. I wanted there to feel almost this like depth to it, and I did want to have that emptiness to it, because that's another thing that I feel when I listen to this song, is that there's a certain amount of emptiness to it. And I think that that's so beautiful in this song, is the way that it interprets that and the way that I see it when I listen to this song. Unfortunately, it does seem like the very end of this piece I didn't get recorded, so I'm not sure what exactly happened with that. I think I probably came back and worked on it. It was one of those moments where I stepped away from a piece because I wasn't sure how to continue it and finish it off, and then I came back and worked on it, and I don't think I actually ended up recording that. So you don't quite see exactly how it ends up, but I did decide that I wanted to have a complementary type color scheme, so I wanted her to be warmish pink, and I wanted him to be very cool green base, so that there would be that duality between them. And I absolutely wanted him to be the green one, because I wanted him to be fading back and him to almost have a deathly look to him. And I wanted her to be that spark of life by having her as the red pink tone to it. But this piece was definitely one that I feel the best about in a long time. I know that it's definitely to thank for the fact that it was based on an inspiration that I feel so emotionally connected to and I feel so passionate about. And this song is something that I listen to all the time when I'm trying to draw or I'm trying to get ideas to be more creative. So yeah, if you haven't heard the song, I definitely suggest you listen to it. You listen to it while you look at my illustrations, so you can kind of see some of those themes that I wanted to show. So the song again is Sowing Season by the band Brand New. So please check that out, and also watch my illustration while you do it. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today. Like I mentioned, I will have a book available with this and the 2 other pieces in it, and lots of other amazing artists' illustrations. So I'll bring out that final speed paint when I actually have the book ready to ship out to you, and I can give you information on that. But the very exciting news is that I do have prints of this available right now. So if you wanted to own this, you can. So this is how they turned out, and I'm really happy with the print quality of this and how it turned out. I mean, I print these on my own, so I can make sure that they turn out exactly the way I want them to, but like I said, they are available right now. There is a button right down in the corner of this video if you wanted to check out my shop. There's also a link down in the description as well, and I also have my digital loadout, so if you want to know what kind of tablet or what I'm using, it's all down there. But yeah, like I said, that is pretty much it. I will have a video out in 2 days where I can talk more about a specific schedule that I'm going to start adhering to for my videos. So if you're curious on what exactly I'm going to be doing there, definitely check that out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.